What's up YouTube, it's eman47 at eman47.com, and today I'm giving you some of my top tips for selling your music online for all you artists and music producers out there. Do a stupid face at the end for. Number one tip for today is going to be do not spam. I don't know, that might seem obvious to a few of you out there, but people still do it. Honestly, people are still doing it to this day. And obviously there might be people that are still starting, but they're people that I've known and I've seen and been friends with on different social media, and they've been doing this for a long time, a fair few years, and they're still doing the same mistakes. Well, I consider them mistakes because spamming just doesn't work. You might reach a few different people, but in the majority, you're going to annoy a lot of people doing it. Trust me. When I first started off, I was doing it. I was posting my links up on my Facebook feed, things like that, just constantly posting the same thing over and over again, Twitter, Facebook, over and over again. I didn't DM people, but the spam and what I'm talking about is obviously posting stuff up on your Facebook feed, having like your same tunes over and over again and not having any other content in there. Also, things like DMing people in Instagram, like constantly DMing people with no, hi, how's it going? Can you check out some of my music for me, please? Or, commenting on something. There's none of that. It's just literally a link. I'll get at least like five instances a week, whether it's someone tagging me in something that I have no affiliation with, or it will be someone just literally DMing me or sending me a link in like Facebook Messenger and not saying anything. No, hi, how are you? Nothing. So I think that is still really one of the biggest problems nowadays of people trying to sell their music online. And, it seems like a desperation thing, and I understand it. I understand people want to get it out there and try and market, but there's a lot more better ways to market your music than that. If you are going to send people DMs, then, maybe before you do it, send them a message. Hi, how are you? Maybe comment on something that they posted up, whether they're a producer or whether they're another artist or whatnot. Then, comment, check them out, see where they're from. Try and relate to them, as though you've actually gone there and you've taken some interest in them, other than just going, there's my link, don't say nothing else, just listen to it. It's very annoying. So for me, someone can do it to me. They could tag me in something, or they could just DM me with a link. I'm not going to listen to it. Just out of principle, I'm not going to listen to it. And if they do it again, that's it, out the door. I'm going to unfollow them because, okay, a lot of the time I will message them telling them this, but like it gets to the point where you get so many where it's just like, come on guys, there's lots more way to do it, like to market your way. Market your way? There's a lot more better ways to market yourself online for your music, which we can go into in a minute. But remember, the number one rule is please do not spam. Trust me on this one. It just doesn't work. It's going to be ineffective, and it's going to probably damage you more than it will like progress you and grow your brand or you as an artist. Okay, so number two, my second top tip that I'm going to give you is, if a lot of you probably already have it, but if you still haven't, you got to get yourself a website. Now, your website is going to be such a more professional thing for your brand or you as an artist to stand out from. Okay, there's millions and millions of artists and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of producers out there now as well. But the main thing is to look professional. You need to have a brand. You need to have a stationary point. And a lot of these other things that I'm going to describe about in a minute, about your website and about driving traffic and collecting emails and stuff like that, are going to be through your website. Now, if you want a budget, then there's loads of different options that you can choose from, like the likes of like Wix.com, right? It's just a simple drag and drop system. Anyone can really use it. Okay, they don't have the fastest servers and stuff like that. They might not have the best websites, but you can actually use Wix for free. They're just going to stick like a couple of adverts, one at the top of the page, one at the bottom of the page, something like that. You don't even have to pay for it. You don't even have to pay for a .com. You're just going to get a Wix. You're going to get a blah, 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 Joe Blogs at Wix.com. Okay, so if you are on a really, really tight budget, you can still have your own website up. You can still then use that website to draw traffic in from your social medias, from your Instagram, from your Facebook, from your SoundCloud, from your YouTube. You've still got somewhere where people can go and congregate to. And then Also, then you have your other options where you can go to like places like GoDaddy and places like that where you can use WordPress templates. Like if you don't know how to make websites, and you can grab like yourself a free like WordPress template. Just go on Google, just type them in free WordPress template. Then you can do some slight edit into it. Change all the little bits and pieces of the information and stuff like that. Add your music to it or your beats or whatever, and then just head over to somewhere like GoDaddy to host it. And then buy yourself a .com if you've got a bit more of a budget. It's not that expensive to do it. If you set like however, I'm not sure how much it is in America or something, but I set my site up for fairly cheap. It wasn't that much at all, buying a .com for something like, I don't know, it's like £12 for 2 years or something like that. And then hosting the site, it wasn't that much. So, you can do it on a budget. You can do it. It's not that expensive, and it's easy to do now. It's not as though you've got to know how to program. You've got to know like different coding languages. It's easy. You can do it now. Anyone can do it. You just need to set aside that time to be able to do it. Okay. So then once you have your website, then you can start getting into the other bits where you start using, you can get people on to sign up to your newsletter, your email and newsletter. And this is a great platform for you to then get people that actually like your music. They're going to come and subscribe to your website, right? So then you can then target them again with your music. But then, through emailing, so you build up a list, say, of like, I don't know, 50, 100 people, whatever, it keeps it growing. From like Facebook, tell them to come and subscribe to you, or you say you make a music video or something like that, and they come over to your website and then they decide to sign up. But at the same time, then you've got to offer people something. What's in it for them? Why do they want to subscribe to you? Well, yeah, they might like your music, but what's the point if you're just going to keep bombarding them with newsletters just like you do on your Facebook feed and your Instagram and stuff? Because then you need to apply those same principles I was talking to you about before, about the spamming. So your newsletters and stuff, they're the same principle as well. You want to bring people in as though you're giving them something. It's give and take. What are they getting out of it as well, apart from your music? Or say if you're a producer, like what is it that they get out of it? They're coming to you to buy beats. So why do they know where your website is? What's the point of subscribing? So, you can use like funnel, like the tunnels or whatever they are, the click funnels where you get people in and then, you offer them this, that and the other. And then if they sign up, they'll get a free beat or they'll get a free music track or something like that. But then when you have them on your mail list, the best thing then is to have people like, don't keep spamming them. Say you send out a newsletter every week, like, right. So say 4 weeks in a month on average, don't every single week, make sure you're not posting like just new music or a new beat. I'll check out my new beat, because it's the same principle. So, engage with your fan base or the people that are following you, right? Give them something back. Give them coupons for your beat store. If you're a producer, give them something like that. Or, every month or every couple of months, give them a free beat. Or, if you're an artist, give them some behind the scenes stuff, of you recording a track in the studio, things like that. An incentive that they're getting something extra by signing up to them. Because then in the future, once you're building up that mail list, and when you're doing ads for like Facebook or, Google ads and things like that for YouTube and things like that, then you can target those people that are already following you. And that they're more likely going to make a purchase from you because they're already following your newsletter. You see, so you're retargeting that audience. So having a website is it's a very strong foundation to the other things around it. And then we can also talk about the Facebook pixel, and that's used for doing like collecting information from advertising and stuff on Facebook, which then you can use that Facebook pixel on your website. So everybody who comes to your website, you're automatically getting them, so you can target them in a Facebook ad, right? So it's like a hub. Having this like website is a hub. So if you haven't got one, then do it, get one. If you're serious about it, spend some money on it, get it done. You can still do it at a good budget and have a really nice looking website nowadays, so just go and do it. If you've already got one and you're doing these things, great. If you're not, trying and implement the other things like the Facebook pixel, drawing people in through subscribers. We can always talk about this later. If you want me to go into more depth about this and do another video, I'll probably talking your heads off already as it is, but we can also go deeper into each element of what I was talking about the mail listing and things like that. So yeah, that's number 2. Make sure you get yourself a website. It's a cornerstone of like trying to make a business out of it. And and just grow as a brand on the internet now, you know? So make sure you get yourself a website. Okay, so number 3, videos. Videos are one of the best ways to market yourself, okay? YouTube's a massive platform, huge platform. You all know that. We all know that. Yeah. Some of the best things that I've seen people do, especially like for artists, for instance, right, is having a video of them, simple music video, but it's literally just them in the studio. You must have seen them. Loads of people are doing them. And then they have like a little caption at the top or the bottom, you know, some sort of engaging, something to draw you in. You know, wow, check this guy out, or this could be the new Jay-Z, this could be the new Eminem, or whatever, right? Something to draw people in. But then you've got a music video with it. You know, our eyes are hard and our brains are hardwired to look for movement. We stimulates our brain by seeing something that's moving and visualization, right? So even if it's something simple as you being in the studio, you know, and doing a video of just someone filming you, you can just lay over the music, the master music over the top, and just make a video like that. Simple, very easy to do, very cheap to do as well. And then on top of that, you can then post that onto your Facebook, on your page, and then you can promote it, even for cheap, you know. And then going back to what we were saying before, having those videos and then having that link back to your website, and you'll capture that data, right? So you can see how it's all starting to come together, right? But again, no spamming, right? And the same for producers, right? So make a music video, real simple. Say, for example, you got yourself a beat. You can just do a quick little intro. If you haven't got one, don't worry about it. You can make videos as simple as just being different images like fading into one another. I would recommend making something that's a bit more visually engaging. So you've got some movement going on there, whether you've just got like an equalizer, at least something, you know, colors are changing, the picture's morphing or something like that. Be better if you could have a whole, you know, an animated loop going through of some sort of video, you got somewhere, to keep the engagement going. You know, people like to listen to it, but also to watch it as well, and watch something going on is a lot better. It's more satisfying to watch and listen at the same time. But videos are the one. You know, if you're gonna post on like the likes of Instagram and stuff, you know, you're not just gonna be doing a picture of you. You know, it's cool to do a picture of you in the studio, but do a minute video like clip of your beat or of you in the studio or something like that. It's more engaging. People are likely to watch it. You know, people can see pictures and just flick through them. You have a video, someone's going to sit there and watch it. And then, so this leads on to like the next thing that I want to say as well. Okay, so number 4, right, is going to literally lead off of what I was saying before about the videos, but it's being personal. Being you is one of the best things that you can do to build your brand, or, you know, build you as an artist, build you as a producer. What makes you different from everyone else? And especially nowadays, like, the music just seems to be a lot of it's the same, right? It sounds very similar. You go back like 10, 20, even maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years ago, there was a big range of music, you know, like even in the charts, it wasn't all very similar. Like nowadays, like genres seem to have like all molded into each other. So like, even though you've got pop, there's elements of like trap and hip hop with it, or, you know, all these different styles seem to have just gelled in. As soon as one thing starts to trend, everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon, right? And it's just one way of marketing it and one way of growing yourself, right? But, you know, there's nothing wrong with following trends, I suppose, you know, because you can benefit from them on your own, in your own aspect. But what I'm trying to say is being you, being who you are. It's the best thing that you can do, because that's what's going to help you stand out. That's going to make people like you, which might make people hate you, but just don't be fake. Be you. That's another thing, is not to be fake, you know, because people can see fakeness, how long you're going to keep that up for, but it's just not you. Be who you are. People will fall in love with your music maybe, and your beats, or just your brand, if they can relate to someone, or if they can see someone who's genuine, you know. So always remember to be yourself. Okay, just be yourself, be who you are, and put that across in your media as well that you post. So you're not just posting videos of like you are doing a track in a studio, or you making a beat, or, anything, just a beat video in general. Do videos and pictures of like you in your normal life, what you like to do, what inspires you, so you could have pictures of your dog or something. I don't know, if you love your dog and you've got lots of dogs and you take them for walks, or you go to the gym, that's one of your things. You play an instrument or something like that, something that inspires you as well and what makes you do music. And then other people will gravitate to that as well, and other people who like that might not necessarily people who actually like your style of music as much as, a hardcore dedicated fan will then actually come and listen to you and might actually purchase from you because they relate to you in another way, right? And then they listen to your music more. They start listening to the lyrics and what you're talking about. So being your own person, your own personality, let that shine through in your social media and everything that you're posting is such a great selling point. You're always going to get people that don't like you. That's just the way it is. You can't make everyone happy. But the best thing for you to do as marketing something and marketing a brand and yourself is just to be yourself. Just be yourself and let that shine through, and then people will fall in love with you as well as your music. Okay, so last but not least, number 5, right? So number 5 is going to simply be don't waste time. There is so much time that you can waste pondering and thinking and worrying about, oh, shall I do this? Shall I do that? I can't do this. It's just making excuses. Oh, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll leave that till next week. No, don't waste time. Trust me. From a personal point of view, I wasted too much time, right? I started messing around with music back in quite ages ago. Could have been like 12, 13. I'm talking back like 1999, 2000. Started playing with like CD-ROMs, things like that. And of like hip hop EJ and things like that, and music on the original PlayStation. I started doing all that. And the thing is, I ended up then going to college, and I studied multimedia, and then I got my hands on FL Studio 5, right? So started learning that. I didn't have no YouTube or anything like that back then. YouTube weren't invented then. So it was all like trial and error. I was just fiddling around with all the different settings. How can I do this? How do I do that? Trying to make beats and stuff. And yeah, at first it was just a hobby. It was fun to do. It was something, that I enjoyed to do. I went to uni. I didn't study that. I studied computer games design. But then in my part-time, I was jumping in other courses. I was doing some, audio engineering courses. I jumped in on, things, audio processing, things like that. Just little classes that I could jump into so I could get some more knowledge on my music. End up falling in love with that. But ever since then, I left uni in like 2009. So what's that, like 9 years ago now? And it's only in the last year or so that I've actually got serious about my music production. I record tracks here and there. I make lots of beats, but I'd never really finish it. I never learned my craft. I'd always made excuses. Oh, I'm not good enough at the moment, because I never put enough time in to do it, right? Like I could have been doing this as hard as I am now, like back then, like 10, 15 years ago, really. And I could have built this up a lot quicker and come up with the trends as well, So I regret wasting those times, but at the same time, it's a lesson I've learned, and it's something that I'm trying to get other people to realize is just don't waste the time. If you want to do something, you can do it now. Don't make excuses. I haven't got the money. There's always a way, right? I don't have the information. There's the internet. Everything's on the internet. You've got everything now. You can do whatever you want. Really, retrospectively, you can. So just do it. Don't waste that time. If you want it hard enough, you can go and get it. You just need to work for it. You need to work for it. Yeah. Like if you need to get a second job or whatever, then you do it. If you really want that, stop going out all the time. If you say you ain't got money, but yet you're constantly buying stuff, you're constantly getting takeaways, or you're constantly getting new shoes and new clothes, and forget that. I rarely buy clothes, right? I rarely buy clothes. I rarely go out, hardly go out unless it's like some sort of special occasion, someone's birthday or something. I rarely eat out. All my money, literally, I just feed back into my music because I want it. And that's the only way I'm not saying money's going to be the whole thing to make it, but it's something that's really going to help me. If I'm paying for information, I'm paying for consultations, I'm paying for new software, new products. I've spent like well over 10 grand easy on this setup, and I'm still slowly building it, and I'm still learning stuff. And I've been using FL for this many years, but I'm still learning new things about it. So it's a constant learning process. You're not going to just one day be like, oh yeah, I know everything and I know how to do it all, because everything's evolving. So don't waste your time like I did. Just if you got a dream and you want to do it, then go and do it. That's it, because you don't want to be looking back in the future going, what if I'd have done that? At least you tried it. At least you gave it all you could. You can look back and say, I tried that. I might have failed, but I tried as hard as I could. And that's what you got to do. Yeah. So don't do what I did and waste time. I'm still fairly young. I'm only 31, but I could have been a lot further on from what I am now, and I'm having to play catch up. And I'm seeing people a lot younger than me that are just, they're way further than me. And it's like, it's a kick up the arse, but it's good. You know what I mean? So remember, don't waste your time. So anyway, there's my 5 top tips for artists and producers out there. Well, if you made it this far without me gibbering jabbering all the time, then thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, and also please make sure you subscribe to your boy eman47 at eman47.com, and you can also find me on all other social medias, Twitter, Instagram, eman47. That's e-man47. Laters.